Welcome to the online class, students. Today I am going to start with chapter 1, Reproduction in Organisms in Biozoology. Here I have given all points as hints so that you will be able to understand it easily. You can take it as notes also. So let me start with the introduction. So first, when we start with the introduction, we know that reproduction means it's a biological process by which organisms produce their young ones. So all organisms give birth to young ones. This process is known as reproduction. Why should they reproduce? Or we can say, what is the need for reproduction? It is for the continuation of species and to introduce variation in organisms. Continuation of species means each and every organism to survive or to continue their existence, they give birth to the young ones. If there is no reproduction, the particular species becomes extinct. So for the continuation of species, reproduction is very essential. And the second one, to introduce variation in organisms. So variation is possible only in the case of sexual reproduction. It is not possible in the case of asexual reproduction. So here in reproduction, we know there are two types. One is asexual, the other one is sexual. Asexual, we'll see what is the difference between asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. So asexual means it is a type of reproduction where the offsprings are genetically identical. Why they are genetically identical? It's because they do not undergo any fusion of gametes, that is uniparental inheritance. Since the parent body itself divides and gives rise to organism, there is no fusion of gametes. So this is what we say uniparental inheritance, that is single parent inheritance. This type of inheritance or this type of reproduction is common in certain organisms like Protista, bacteria, archaea and simple multicellular organisms. Next, when we go to sexual reproduction, variation occurs. Why variation occurs is because there is an involvement of two gametes, that is sperm and ovum. So this we call as biparental inheritance because here there is an involvement of two different parents which are giving rise to sperm and ovum. So this is called as biparental inheritance. The next one we are going to see is types of asexual reproduction. Here we are going to discuss only about asexual reproduction. So when you see about the types of reproduction, we have fission, sporulation, budding, gemule formation, fragmentation and regeneration. Fission. First one is fission. Fission, already you have heard about binary fission and multiple fission. So here fission means it's a division or you can say splitting. So what divides or splits is the parent body. It divides or splits into identical daughters. So when the parent body splits and gives rise to daughters which are identical, we call it as fission. The next one is sporulation. Usually this sporulation takes place when the condition is unfavorable for the organisms. Maybe the temperature or the atmospheric condition is not suitable for the organism to survive. In that case, these organisms undergo sporulation. So this type of reproduction where it multiplies without the formation of encystment, that is what is called as sporulation. So we will see all these methods in detail later. So next method is budding. Budding you all have learned from your lower classes, that is budding in Hydra. The same budding is here repeated. So budding is nothing but an outgrowth which is seen from the parent body and that detaches from the parent body and grows into a independent organism when it gets matured. That process is budding. Next one is gemule formation. Gemule formation is more or less like budding, but in budding the bud will be seen on the external surface of the parent body, whereas in gemule it is acting as internal buds. Next one is fragmentation. Fragmentation is nothing but, fragment means pieces or parts. Each fragment of the parent body develops into an individual organism. That is what is fragmentation. The next one is regeneration. Regeneration is a well-known mechanism. You all must have seen about the best example, lizard tail. So when the tail of the lizard is cut off, you must have seen again it grows. That is regrowth or regeneration. So these are all the different types of asexual reproduction. Then we have seen all these type of asexual reproduction. In that, the first type we are going to see in detail, that is fission. So what are the different types of fission? That is binary fission, multiple fission, sporulation, strobilation. So these are all different types of fission. In this we are going to see in detail about binary fission. Bi means two. So when the parent body divides into two equal halves, then it is called as binary fission. How this binary fission takes place? The very two important processes, karyokinesis and cytokinesis. Karyokinesis is nothing but the splitting of nucleus, and cytokinesis the splitting of cytoplasm. So these two important processes takes place for the formation of a new individual organism. So this process occurs either by amitosis or mitosis. So we should know what's the difference between amitosis and mitosis. Amitosis is the chromosomes. Usually we have seen during the cell division, chromatin reticulum will condense to form chromosomes. If that process does not occur, then it is amitosis, whereas mitosis is the process where the chromatin reticulum will condense and be changed into chromosomes. So here it is example is amoeba. Amoeba undergoes mitotic division and it gives rise to two daughter individuals. So that is why it is called as binary fission. So this binary fission is of four types. One is simple irregular binary fission, transverse binary fission, longitudinal binary fission and oblique binary fission. These four types of binary fission are based on the plane where the fission occurs. So usually where the plane of fission occurs is depending upon the organism. So based on that only they have classified it into four types: simple irregular, transverse, longitudinal and oblique binary fission. Okay, first we will see about simple irregular binary fission in amoeba. So what are the changes that takes place during this process is, first, the contractile vacuole ceases to function. That is, the contractile vacuole stops functioning. Then the nucleoli which is present inside the nucleus disintegrates. Next process, the nucleus divides mitotically. You can see here in the picture the chromosomes are clearly visible. Next, after the division of nucleus, that is after karyokinesis, you can see the constriction of cytoplasm, that is cytokinesis. Then you can see after the constriction of the cytoplasm, it divides into two daughter amoebae. This is simple irregular binary fission in amoeba. Next one is transverse binary fission in paramecium. Transverse binary fission, from the name itself it's very clear, that is the organism. In the organism, the fission occurs in cross section. So there are two types of nucleus in paramecium. One is macronucleus, the other one is micronucleus. Macronucleus splits by amitosis and micronucleus splits by mitosis. So you can say clearly that there is no formation of chromosomes in macronucleus, and in micronucleus there is formation of chromosome. You can see in the diagram clearly the macronucleus and the micronucleus, where you can see the formation of chromosomes or the chromosome fibers will be seen clearly here. So after that, the nucleus division, cytoplasm constricts and then it divides into two. So the fission takes place in the transverse section. So that is why it is called as transverse binary fission. And next one is longitudinal binary fission in Euglena. So longitudinal binary fission means the plane of fission is in the longitudinal axis. The nucleus and cytoplasm divides in longitudinal axis, and if you see in this diagram, in Euglena there is only one flagella. But when it splits longitudinally, the flagella will be retained only by one part of the segment, or you can say one part of the individual organism. So what happens to the next individual is it retains or it regains that from the basal granule which is present in that region. So the daughter Euglena, one of that has the original and the other one develops it from the basal granule. So this is what is longitudinal binary fission. So basal granule divides into two and it forms the flagellum in other daughter individual. So one retains the original, the other one develops it from the basal granule. So here this type of longitudinal binary fission is clearly seen in Vorticella and Euglena. Next one is oblique fission. Here the fission is not in any particular way, that is called oblique. We cannot determine in what plane it takes place. So here it is given as example is Serratium. In Serratium we can see here the oblique fission is visible. So these are all the four different types of fission, or you can say binary fission, where the individual divides only into two daughter individuals, where the organism divides only into two daughter individuals.